My name is Patrick Gilmore. I'm the executive producer of Medal of Honor Airborne. Medal of Honor is a franchise over its history. We've always, we've stormed the beaches of Normandy, we've seen the bombs drop on Pearl Harbor, we've defended Henderson Airfield, Guadalcanal. The franchise has always been about these kind of epic, iconic moments of World War II. And in kind of looking across the history of the war, the moments that we felt like we hadn't done justice to were the epic airdrops of Operation Market Garden, Operation Neptune, Operation Varsity. The idea of doing a game that was exclusively about the airborne experience was hugely appealing. As soon as we got into that idea, it began to have implications on the direction the game needed to take, because if you're a paratrooper and you're dropping into combat, obviously the missions are not going to have a set start point. They're going to have, the missions are going to start depending on where you land, if you have any kind of control over the jump at all. The airdrop, in essence, kind of unlocks everything. From the moment you step out of the C-47, you define where you drop, you define where you start the level, and it's like a pebble in a pond. You send ripples out the entire level, and the mission responds to you. So the fact that you can land anywhere, the fact that you can start anywhere means that we couldn't fall back on kind of the convention of linear design, that sort of Disneyland dark ride idea of I'm on a rail or I'm in a trench and I'm essentially moving from point A to point B. That doesn't support the amount of choice that you get from jumping out of an airplane and starting anywhere. And what you'll see as you go through the level is you'll see divisions between enemy territory and allied territory starting to form up, and you'll see battle lines form essentially throughout the environment. Now, so there's really an enormous volume of options that the player has. Whether if you like sniper gameplay, you can sit in the tower and spend 20 minutes just picking guys off. If you like run and gun, you can land close to the primary objective and just try to solo right through the enemy HQ if you want. So in order to make the open world concept work, we had to invent kind of a new technology for the way our characters behave in the environment. And we keyed off kind of an ancient military concept called an affordance. An affordance is basically anything on a battlefield that gives you an advantage in combat. And what we worked very hard to do was to give the non-player characters, the allied squads and the enemies in the environment, an awareness of the affordance value of all the different things in the environment. So that means that everything kind of has a score associated with it that in essence the AI responds to. So there's three basic parts to the drop. There's the experience you have in the plane, the experience you have in the air, and then the experience that transitions to on the ground. In the plane, we tried to be as authentic as possible every step along the way. So C-47 was very crowded. You're essentially kind of touching knees with the guys apart from you. There's 15 other guys plus a jump master on the plane. The in-the-air experience is all about kind of not only the spectacle of these massive airdrops and with all the aircraft and all the other jumpers in the air around you and with you, but also about the level of control that you have. So literally, it's a very rapid-fire set of decisions you're making as you're evaluating the level below you and deciding, okay, what's this? This is a combat zone I'm dropping into, and I need to try to make sure I land safely. And then the third piece is the landing itself. You can botch your landing by flaring at the wrong time. You can also flare your landing perfectly, which means you're out of your gear really fast and into combat. You can also grease a landing, which means you kind of get a sort of a runway for yourself and pop out of your gear almost instantly within a half second. So Medal of Honor Airborne is coming out in 2007 for PS3, Xbox 360, and PC.